Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of the Smart Flip with me and Matt, where we give you guys the tips, tricks, and strategies to dominate phone flipping and flipping electronics in your area. Today we have Andy Zimmerman with us. He's been in this space for a good while, about as long as me, maybe even a little bit longer. I think I started in about 2018. I think he was 2017.
Watch out.
With that being said, just before we get started, I want to throw out some resources that are available to you guys. Make sure that you guys check out the Tech Flips to Profit ebook. If you're a beginner in this space, that's the best place to start. You can get the audio version of that on episode 11 of the podcast. It's called Tech Flips to Profit. It is free. You can listen to it. It's about 2 hours long. Um, with that being said, if you want the PDF version and with all the cool links and redirects and things like that, you can buy the book itself in PDF format along with a couple of bonuses for $4.95. That's how I get rich, just so you guys are aware. So yeah.
Truly.
Anyway, with that being said, guys, we're gonna kick this thing off and we're gonna get started. What's up, Andy? How you doing, man? You just got done dropping off some packages, right?
Yeah, just left the post office. Doing good. Appreciate you guys having me on. Fan of the
Absolutely,
show.
dude.
First
Yeah,
time caller.
we're glad to have you. We're glad to have you, bro.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. We always love having, the OG flippers on. Like,
Right.
the
I'll take the
guys that,
badge. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you are. I mean, if you started back in 2017, like, that was the Facebook Marketplace days, the Craigslist days, the hustle, you know?
Yeah.
Like this industry was so underground that, it was not, it was looked at upon almost like a scam, you know? Like,
Yeah. Definitely. People. I would tell people what I do, and they'd be like, "You're robbing people. You're doing what?" Like, and I'm like, "No, like,
Scammer. Yeah.
yeah, that like friends, family, like people see it, and they're like, "Is this a scam?" Like,
yeah,
Oh my
so
gosh.
yeah, it's definitely come a long way. The industry's developed into something that I think people respect now a little bit
yeah.
more. It's legitimized, so it's nice to see. It's good to see.
Well, it's
Yeah.
interesting, right? Like I remember whenever I told my parents that I was going full time to flip phones and electronics, like how ludicrous does that sound? Like like but I
Yeah,
ended up making more than I would have with my college degree, which is crazy, you know? Um
yeah,
I mean you we were just talking this morning and you're making about $4,000 a month in profit just very part time, if I believe. Um
yeah,
Like you're just kind of coasting I'm pretty sure, right?
yeah. So I, at this point, I'm doing it part time, pursuing some other things,
Yeah.
personal, professional,
Yeah.
business stuff. But doing it part time now, I so I did it. I've done this full time for about 3 years. So from like I graduated college in 2019. Did it full time from 2019 to like mid 2022. I think a lot of us phone flippers at that time, there was kind of some burnout at that time.
Oh yeah.
I joined, Aaron's drop shipping thing, tried that.
I
All
remember those
loads,
days.
That was good
all,
for about a year
It
until
did.
yeah,
Facebook screwed it all up.
It had
Yeah.
a good run. R.I.P.
yeah, it was a good run. It was definitely worth it. And it seemed like it was going to be fine, but Facebook
Yeah.
just decided to end that. So
Yeah.
all roads are led back to phone flipping. So was always doing it part time, but like when I was doing the drop shipping thing, it was like very part time, like just responding to repeats.
Yeah.
Wasn't running ads or anything, but 2023 started with the ads again. 2024 kind of ramped it up, and now just part time, but running it like a professional part time business, not kind of
Yeah.
half assing it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So can you like give a day to day, what does half-assing it look like and what does treating it like a professional look like?
Yeah, I'd say half assing it, or even if you're doing this part time, I
Yeah.
think that's fine. I do it part
Yeah.
time. I've been full time, part time. Um, but I'd say if you're doing this part time and you're not taking it serious, you're not responding to your leads. You're kind of letting the messages pile up, and then you're just responding to everyone on one day.
Mm.
You're not getting product listed, so you've got shelves and shelves of stuff that you've bought, but
Mm.
you're not listing it. And I'd say even when you're part time, I think you need to. It's at the point with this industry that you have to be running paid ads. So I'd say that if you're not running ads, you're not taking it serious at this point. So
Yeah.
I'd say ads, responding to leads fully, and selling stuff. So just doing the basics. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Doing the stuff that makes it work, right?
yeah. Going back to Aaron's sheet from Next Level, still have
Yeah.
that
Mm.
printed out, and I still use his script to this day. I know he's changed it and stuff, but
Do you have
It's a good
well
one.
you have Resell Deck, so you have access to its script inside of Resell Deck. I would check it out because it's updated now.
so within Resale Deck, I know I've looked at it, but I haven't like studied it. Like
Yeah.
when I first got his script, I was like studying it. I
Yeah.
was, dissecting it. But yeah, I'll definitely dive into that a little bit
Yeah.
more.
Negotiation Station is where it's at.
Okay. Yeah,
You
Cool.
want to
definitely
check it out.
can improve. And
He's
but yeah, that script.
he's updated some stuff. He was just doing the coaching call yesterday for the Recelerator students, and he was literally just going through everything line by line, dude. Lines of intent, like
Oh yeah,
the same stuff he does almost every Thursday he teaches. It's just like line by line, let's check out your message. And it's always the same problems, right? This
yeah,
Mhm.
business is not complicated.
Yeah.
It's like once you learn what to do, like deals just happen, right?
oh yeah,
Whether that's using my script or Aaron, I mean, we basically have the same script. It's funny because we kind of came to the realization at the same
mhm,
time. It was really funny.
yeah,
Mine is a little bit more simple. I don't have lines of intent or anything like that. I'm very to the point. Aaron goes into the
yeah,
psychology of it,
yeah. Definitely does.
and I think that's what, I mean, he's the expert. That's why I defer to him. So,
Hmm. Hmm.
man. But I want to talk about the OG days real quick. Like,
Oh yeah,
2017, 2018, when this industry was kind of just becoming a thing. Dave obviously launched his course and, grabbed all the market there with
oh
that.
yeah. Right place, right time. He had
He was definitely
the
in the
sh
right place in the right time. That is for
he
sure.
was selling shovels during the gold rush for sure.
Yeah. Um, so I want to talk about that. Like, how do you remember those days early on in the beginning? Like, because it was hustle, you know?
Yeah, it was hustle's the best way to put it. I mean, so I started like end of 2017. I started out doing the thrifting thing, you know, very similar story to a lot of people. Thrifting thing, then
Yep.
looked online how to make money, and then Dave pops up, you know, he's got his stores, he's taking phones apart, he's got bags and bags of phones everywhere. And it kind of just made sense like, oh, he's buying these for X and selling them for Y, like he's just
Yeah.
reselling. So it made sense to me. I watched all his videos, got into Aaron's course. I never bought David's course. I only bought Aaron's.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know why. I don't know if I talked to Aaron, but who knows? But
Next level. We're
yeah. So back
looking
then
at
it was,
possibly bringing something like that back. Possibly. I don't know. We'll see.
I think it filled a need because Dave's course was like he would teach people how to flip their very first foot. Like I'm assuming like how to like
Yeah.
baby step it all the way up to like 10K. And Aaron's course felt more like you know how to flip phones. We're trying to go from like 2 to 4,000 profit, four
Yeah.
to 8,000. Like so that the need I or the need was filled with his course, I think. Uh, but yeah, it was hustle. It was wake up every day, let go, offer up, Craigslist, Facebook.
Yeah.
Fighting with the platforms every day was not fun.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people in your area that are flagging your ads, reporting them, just getting them taken down. And I think at that time, people would just see those ads and it just looked like a scam, I guess, but
Mm.
it didn't have any legitimacy behind it. Now we've got, Google My Business, Facebook pages, but it was at that time it was just some guy with a Facebook page saying,
Yeah.
I've got money to give you. So it's grown from that in a good way. Um, but yeah, I've, posting the free ads, trying to pay people to post on Craigslist for me, trying to pay people to, Echo is not a thing, but paying people to post on OfferUp,
Yeah.
it was not a struggle, but it was a hustle. You really had to, I mean, you had to commit part of your day to just ads, and now you can kind of, it's automated with paid ads. You still have to
Yeah.
manage them, but it's it's taken a good portion of the business and automated it for the better.
Yeah. I agree. I think we're seeing a similar kind of gold rush now with gaming consoles too. Because that was something Dave always like spoke about,
Hmm.
but like it was always like if the person had it kind of thing where they mentioned it, right?
Right.
Like
Then,
now
yeah,
we're
go for it.
yeah, like now like Matt spearheads this thing, right? Like and what's crazy is like I'm seeing the same type of opportunity that we saw early on with the phones in the gaming consoles now. Like nobody is looking,
Hmm.
they're quote unquote less desirable than the phones, but they still sell within a week.
Hmm.
It's
Oh,
valuable,
yeah.
you know? Um, so it's funny how the industry, they shift, right? Um, and
Hmm.
do you do anything with consoles right now, Andy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah? What do you flip?
So I, it's really just VR. I've
Hmm.
flipped a couple consoles. The thing with consoles is I don't know. I guess I'm just better at closing VR. It's all reach outs. It's probably two headsets a week just on reach outs at this point. And
Dude, nice.
Good.
like I like Xboxes, I like PS4s, but
Hmm.
I think you've mentioned it. The Quest 3 is like in a real sweet spot for me right now where
Hmm.
they've got it at 400. No one's paying 400.
Yeah.
I send that message, let them know that I can buy it, kind of prepare them for a lower price. I
Hmm.
offer, I start at 200 and then might come up to 250.
Hmm.
Headset sells for like 250 right now, I think.
Yep.
Controllers are $70 a piece, so 140 profit off 250. I'll take that
Hey,
all day.
Every day.
I'm saying, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, every Quest 3 that gets listed, I just message them right away. Not right, I mean, when
Yeah.
I see it, I message them.
Yeah.
No one's buying them locally. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just in a sweet spot. I think PS4s were there for a while when the PS5 was in short demand. So I used to buy a lot of PS4s,
Hmm.
would, you know, $80 into 160, 80 into 200.
Hmm.
But those trends kind of come and go. And right now it's the Quest 3. So that's what I'm rolling on.
Yeah, there's always going to be that item. I mean, always. I've watched it for the past 5 years since I started doing this. And you recently like messaged me on Facebook because you picked up a Valve Index, and so like you were asking some questions
Yeah.
about it, which I
Nice.
thought was kind of cool. With like zero context as to like who you were or
Yeah.
how long. It's just like, oh, there's this dude named Andy messaging me now, and I'm not surprised when I get messages about consoles because I guess
Yeah.
the word gets out. But yeah, it was cool to see that you were able to kind of sort that out and kind of gain like understanding about new items because I find that, for most people that can flip phones really well, it's all you got to do is kind of learn the like specific criteria. There's a protocol for how to like buy, clean up, test, and resell just about every item. And
Hmm.
once you kind of get through like that minutia of like detail, it's like, I mean, the skill set to flip anything is the skill set, right? It doesn't change. It's just, oh,
Yeah.
what are the general problems I need to navigate for this item? What do I need to look for when I'm picking it up? And what do I need to kind of be extra careful when I'm like testing it to ensure that I don't get a refund or something like that, or have to, you know, send an item,
Yeah.
somebody sends an item back or whatever. And so how did that go for you flipping that Valve Index?
Went well. That was the first Valve I picked up.
Cool.
I don't see them post, like, I rarely see them posted in my area.
Yeah.
I see Quest 3s and Quest 2s all day, all
I
night.
believe it.
Like Valve, I don't know. I mean, I know it's a higher end system,
Sure.
but I just don't see him as much. But he had it listed for 800, and after a week, he took 440. So, I mean, he
Yeah.
he was
Hard to
he was
beat.
telling me he got no showed a couple times. So I just pulled out 400 440 from my wallet. I said, I've got the cash. You can
Yeah.
head your way right now. And he was like, screw it, let's do it. So
Did you do the? Did you
um,
send him the photo of the cash?
I did, yeah. I sent him a picture of the
Man, that's an
cash.
old Dave move. I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah,
Like I got the cash here for you right now. Here's the photo.
right now, let's
Right.
do it,
Let
man.
me call your bluff that you had in your brain before you even say it.
Keep forgetting about that move, dude. I keep forgetting to use that. But like that's a solid move, and it worked
Oh yeah,
insanely well. Um, I gotta write that down. That's gotta be added to the script because I keep forgetting about that one.
It's a good one.
yeah. I think people think we're because you post something on Marketplace. There's time wasters. There's people that want you to hold it.
Yeah.
There's can I make payments on it? Can you ship it to? So when you and I do it pretty often. When you send a picture of the money, they're like, all right, this person they're legit. They've got the money right now. They're not
They mean
waiting to
business,
get
yeah.
paid or anything. So
Yep.
it closes a lot of deals. It's a good tip. It's not
You
mine,
mostly
but
do that
still
on
works.
reach outs.
I think I've noticed it works better on reach outs because selling stuff on Marketplace is just terrible.
It is,
I've
yeah, it's annoying.
I've tried to
Well,
post
yeah.
stuff. I'm getting no showed. I'm getting people showing up with less. We agree to 200 in the messages. They show up with 120, asking if that's cool, man. I mean, it's just crazy. So like, it's insane. It's terrible. So yeah, reach outs, it works better. Ads, I do it, but people are shopping pricing, so
Yeah.
they just seem less. The photo works a little bit less with them, but reach outs all day. Send that photo.
Makes sense, yeah.
Let them know you can meet in public or at
Mhm.
Starbucks or whatever. Because a lot of people they have a good offer, but the person wants them to drop it off at their house or deliver it or something. So solving those needs really it's going to close more reach outs for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's very true. Like with, especially with Marketplace and OfferUp and stuff, is like people are so inundated with the scam messages
That's true.
all day long where it's just like, I don't even want to deal with this, Like,
Hmm.
and that's why I
Hmm.
like to do the
Hmm.
pre-frame. It's like, hey, I run a business that buys blah, 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 right? Like that sets the tone for pretty much the rest of the conversation most of the time
Yeah,
that I'm going to have with people. Um, and I know Matt does it a little different. You use your three ping method, which works too. I mean, it shows you're
Sure.
serious, right? Especially I think you do it with like, hey, name, right? And
Hmm.
then I'm interested in buying this item. And then is the third one you make your offer?
No, the third one I just need to clarify if it's still for sale.
Got it.
So,
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, but
yep.
like ping, 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 right? Like,
Yep.
you know, it gets the dopamine in their brain going, right? So
Well, it
yep,
does usually end in a conversation right away, and so
yeah.
that's nice. And then yeah, and then when we start talking, I make my offer, which sometimes I think maybe bothers them because they're thinking like I want to buy it for the price. You know what I
Mm,
mean? I'm sure
yeah.
I could err in that part of my script if I wanted to a little bit, but it works well enough for me. I think my closing rate, because I cherry pick, is usually about two out of every five offers, and so
ridiculous.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean he's good at cherry picking, right? So I'm just one of those guys. Like I have the software now with Resale Hawk and everything, where I just
Shoot them out.
shoot them messages out,
right,
shotgun
Yeah,
method,
just
right?
just
yeah. There you
easy
go. Yeah,
messages out there.
Seeing what kind of fish I can catch.
That's right. Cast a net, cast a broad net, and you're
Yeah,
gonna get something.
something's coming
so
in. Yeah.
it's funny because you know, when I was younger, I used to use a cast net all the time, right?
Mm. Hmm.
And like I get that visualization when I do reach outs now. It's kind of funny.
I
Because
think that's great.
like because I
Yeah.
went from like an 8 foot cast net to a 16 foot cast net, and I got more fish, obviously, in whenever I learned how to use the bigger net.
Hmm.
I got more. So it's like if I send more messages, I get more devices.
There you go.
It's funny
Very
how
good.
all of that stuff kind of connects pretty easily with real life, right?
It's true.
But Andy, so you're doing about $4,000 in profit a month, very part time. What do you do in your day job? Like what is that?
Yeah. So I'm in finance. I do retirement planning at the moment. So
Mm.
I went to school for marketing and finance, and I know people have a conception about college or preconceived notions, but I think I learned some stuff. I actually liked what I was studying. So
Mhm.
when I got done with school, I was kind of just like, well, I'm already doing this phone flipping thing. I'm just going to keep doing it. But when
Right.
I got burned out, I was still interested in what I had studied. So I was able to find some opportunities where I'm using what I learned in school. I was interested in the finance world. So still doing the phone thing, but working on the financial side as well is it's been nice. I enjoy what I do. I wouldn't do it if I didn't. So
Mhm.
um,
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah, doing both of those and
So as far as you say, you went to school for finance and marketing.
mhm.
Would you say that the phone flipping thing has helped you out with marketing quite a bit?
Yeah, I'd say honestly, I had to take psychology classes in college, and I think those helped the most with phone flipping, just
Yeah.
learning how to read people, learning how to see what they're saying, like read deeper, read between the lines in their
Yeah.
messaging,
Yeah.
kind of get a, what are they saying without actually saying it?
Mm.
And I think that really helped. But the basic marketing stuff, finance, it helped. It's not,
Yeah.
didn't go to phone flipping school, but
Right.
the basic critical thinking is there of advertising, getting eyeballs, stuff like that. So I think it helped. It's not for everyone, but
Yeah. Well, I
it
mean,
can work.
you
Yeah.
learn from you learn from life, and then you put it into your work, right? Like
Yep.
that's just kind of how it goes about. It's funny because I never went to school for marketing. I
Hmm.
actually went for occupational health and safety, of all things. So wildly different from
Yeah.
now. Um, what's crazy though is nobody's ever asked for my marketing degree.
No,
Kind of wild, you know? It's like you go to
no,
college and they're telling you that people are going to ask for proof that you know what you're doing. But I think the most solid proof that you know what you're doing is by doing it, you know?
That's
Like
fair. Yeah.
yeah,
I just think
no.
that's kind of funny.
They'll ask for examples of your work or experiences, but never a degree or
Yeah.
piece of paper. So it's
Never
really
been
about what
asked.
you've done. Yeah, I've never thought about it like that, but no, I don't even know where it is. It's
Same.
somewhere. I've got it.
I don't know where my degree is from college. So
Expensive piece of paper. It's somewhere. I've got it.
Yeah. It's not one of the articles hanging behind Chris on the wall, for the record,
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah. I guess that could be proof, but like that's proof in work, right? So it's like
yeah,
got those
yeah.
awards through the work. So it's like
Right.
I got a bunch of those. So it's I don't know. It's interesting, right? I think by doing the thing, that's why we do what we do. Me, Aaron, and Matt all have active phone flipping reselling businesses, obviously,
Hmm.
I just renamed my company and all of that. Because I'm going to be expanding this year into diabetic test strips and hopefully luxury watches and, other
Nice.
things. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited for that. Um, but yeah, let's talk about this real quick because I know people are
Mhm.
going to have this question because we get this question pretty often, especially with people that have full-time jobs and trying to do this on the side. What does your typical day look like? Like, obviously you go to work, but like when you pick up devices, what do you do? What does that look like?
Yeah, so typical day, it's a 9 to 5, so normal standard
Yeah.
hours, I guess you'd say. Pickups, lunch breaks after work. Honestly, when I was doing this full time, so like 2019 to mid 2022, I was doing it full time and I was closing deals and I was realizing I was like, nobody can meet during the day anyways.
Yeah.
I'm meeting everyone in the
Right.
evening anyway. So I'm sitting around all day and then everyone else gets off work and I'm like, oh, I gotta go pick up 8 phones. Like, so I wouldn't, if you have a job, you can definitely do this. Not everyone can meet at noon at Starbucks. People
Yep.
can, but I was noticing so many people could not meet till after 3, 4, 5. So
Yep.
don't let that scare you about having a job working and doing this on the side or part time. So yeah, it's pickups in the evening, post office or post office FedEx on lunch breaks, and
Yeah.
just getting stuff listed and packed up in the evening, and works well. It's worth
Yeah.
worth
Sounds like you
the
got a pretty good system going.
yeah. And honestly, the amount of you do lose some because when you're full time, if you have scheduled meetup,
Yeah.
you've got two times you can meet, or
Yeah.
you're just a full time person that jumps out at every deal and goes.
Huh.
You having a job, you do lose some deals because of that, but it's not, you know, it's not super noticed. I mean, it's not a large amount of deals. It's maybe a couple a month, one or
Yeah.
two, two like one or two a month where they're like, I need to sell it right now, and it's like, all right, and then they go to the eco ATM and take less because they literally needed
Mhm.
money right
Yeah.
that moment, and I couldn't just leave the house or leave the office, and so it happens. But I'd say you can do it after hours. Absolutely,
I think
it's possible.
I think once you're able to expand the amount of stuff that you buy, it makes it even more doable outside of
Mhm.
hours, right?
Mhm.
Um,
Hmm.
like I'll be like I still do 12 and 5, 12 and 4, every day for the most part.
Mhm.
Today I don't have any meetups for 12. That's probably because everybody's working,
Mhm.
but I have plenty. I have two already for 5.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I have way more people at my 5 o'clock meetups than I do at my 12. I usually have like one, two people at 12 normally.
Right.
But the thing is like I don't, especially with Google leads, I don't get most phone calls until after 12 almost every day. However, if I
No.
wake up and I got 3 calls already, like in the morning, I'm like, all right, today's gonna be one day. It's gonna be a day.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
You feel it when you wake up. You
I
see the
think,
Yeah,
messages, and you're like,
yeah,
it's one of those
a lot
days. Better go get cash.
yeah, for real.
a lot
Yeah,
of people probably just wake up and their sole focus is I got to get to work first, and then they're like, "Frick, I got to get some cash to do whatever," and so they end up calling you around lunchtime or something like that.
probably. I don't know. All I know is my phone usually starts ringing pretty hard around 3 o'clock.
Hmm.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
Pretty solid. Yeah, you've seen the same, Andy. Yeah.
Yeah. Mid
Facebook is a little
afternoon.
different, interruption marketing and all that.
Oh
Like
yeah.
those people come in all hours of all the days,
Mhm.
2
However,
a.m.,
yeah,
4 a.m. They're coming.
yeah. So it's kind of like,
Oh man.
I prefer the Google leads way more over Facebook. I close way more. Did you ever get your Google ads up, Andy?
Yeah, I'm running Google Ads now, and
Is there a distinct
while
difference?
the quality of lead is different, I get
Yeah.
less Google leads, but when they come through, they're ready. They're
That's
at
right.
the Eco ATM on the phone with you, like ready to sell it. So
Yeah.
you better be ready.
Yeah.
Hot off the
And
press.
they're ready to sell, but if you offer more than the Eco ATM, or you know, they'll wait for you if you can't meet till noon
Yeah.
or 5, or they'll wait. Like I said, 1 or 2 month where they're like so desperate they got to go pay something within the hour that they take less to the Eco ATM or pawn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Google Ads, less leads, higher quality leads. Facebook, Facebook, they're coming. They got junk. Try and upsell them and convert
One
them
out of
into a
10.
repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You get like one good phone out of 10 leads, and that's just the way it works. Like that's the numbers game.
I
Yeah.
think it's the difference between like fishing and catching is the difference between
hmm,
Facebook ads and Google ads. It's like, yeah, I like fishing. Okay, let's post on Facebook. Like Google leads is like I like catching and I'm not interested in much else because those people are they're jumping in the boat if anybody ever
yeah,
saw that Sesame Street episode with Bert and Ernie. Um,
yeah.
but yeah. Um, So Andy, I had a question for you. Like, you're locked in. You said you got like a good job. I worked in education for a good while before I transitioned out into this, and was pretty content. Being a part timer and flipping like that. Um, what would you say are the contributing factors that have just kept you steady and consistent? Because if you've been doing this for 8 years, I mean, you're 2 years shy of a decade's worth of phone flipping, and
Yeah.
there's not
Dude.
there's not a bunch of people out there that I mean, this is still like I don't think people realize they're going to look back, 30 years from now and be like, "Hey, remember when phone flipping started?" Right? And it'll be like,
Yeah,
there'll be a picture in whatever Wikipedia of David K. But
yeah, yeah.
but what is kind of like kept you in the game? Like, what is some of the underlying factors that I guess, help you to still enjoy this and stay at it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'd say I've I've always liked running my own business. I've tried, you try stuff in high school, college, you're mowing lawns, you're painting houses, you're
Yeah.
had a landscaping business with a buddy. You're doing. I've always enjoyed running my own business, making my own money, even if I've had employment.
Yeah.
So I'd say beyond that, the flipping aspect is there's not. I don't know if there's another business where you can start today and make. You know, you're not going to fly on a private jet with this business,
Yeah.
but you could start today and make 50, $100 tomorrow.
Hmm.
So the
Yeah.
flipping, just the immediacy of the money, it doesn't get tied up for long. If you're doing it right, it doesn't get tied up for long.
Yeah.
You're seeing that instant profit, not instant, but you're seeing those profits quickly.
Yeah.
So I think just, looking at, okay, real estate, drop shipping, any of these other, businesses, starting a restaurant, anything, you're going to have to go sink 10, 20, 50 grand into something and then start before you can. So
Yeah.
it's just been such consistent business where there's immediate results.
Yeah.
Um, so I just haven't been able to get away from it. I stopped running ads for a while in like 2023, and I was still getting repeats hitting me up, and I was like, all right, I'll go, pick up this stuff, make this money, and just
That's what keeps
the
people in it, man. That's
yeah,
that's the thing right there that keeps people in it. It's like I remember when one of our students, Spencer, like messaged me. He's like, "Hey, man, I'm done. I can't do this." And he was going through a pretty tough time in his life.
mhm,
Yeah.
And
Fair.
I was like, "No problem, dude. I'll pause your resale deck account because I knew you'll be back because I've seen this time and time again, you know."
Yep.
oh yeah,
And what was cool is we had his Google business set up, and so it was already done, you know.
Yeah.
And he kept getting phone calls, and he's
yeah,
like not running ads, not doing anything, and his repeat customers just kept reaching out, and it's like, how do you leave when the money just like keeps coming, like it's free flow,
yeah,
you know? Like if you've done this for a year, you
Yeah.
should have something like that already happening, you know,
Yeah.
where the money is just kind of free flowing into your pocket. You just got to kind of grab it, you know? So it sounds like the same thing
yeah,
happened to you. You know, you taking a break, but stuff is still coming in,
Hmm.
and it get and that happened to me too. Like I did my marketing thing for quite a while. I did the drop shipping thing with Aaron, but the phone thing never stopped. People just like kept reaching out, and I was like, man, like it's a $200 profit. I can't really like
Right.
why would I
say
not?
no,
Why
yeah,
would I say no? You know, like
Yeah.
so. I think it's funny how like people that they jump in this industry and like it's almost like they can't get away from it. You know?
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we're not gonna. I don't think anyone plans to be flipping
Yeah,
stuff when they're like 60 or 70 or
yeah.
into retirement. But like, I mean, if you've been doing it for a while, you've got people that every time they get new stuff, they upgrade the family. They're calling you. Like you have people like you're the guy. Like they know you're gonna show up. They know you're gonna pay cash,
Hmm.
whether it's every year. There's some people I'm sure you guys have where they're trying new stuff all the time. You
Hmm.
know, they've got a phone, then they've got a drone, then they've got a MacBook, and they're always. I had one guy that was a repeat. He had a YouTube channel. He would buy stuff, review it, and then he just needed like he used it, so he couldn't really return it. So
Yeah.
he was like, I just need to keep this money moving so I could buy more product to review. So you get those people in your network, and I don't. It's going to be hard to leave.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's hard to like stop the cat. You know, Aaron, something Aaron said always stuck with me is the longer you're in this business, the better it gets. Right?
True.
It's
Oh
true.
yeah,
I mean, you just come into contact with so many different people over time that know what you do, and like once you kind of build up, you know, it's funny because Spencer said this about two podcasts back. He's like, there's about 600,000 people in my city, and my CRM resale deck shows that only about 1,000 of them know that I exist. And
Yeah.
I was like, that's very powerful.
Yeah.
Like, because a
If you
lot of
even
people are
just
like,
double that.
huh?
I mean, just think if you doubled that and twice as many people knew,
Yeah.
and there's the population, in his example, the population's there that it, doubling it is not crazy.
No, it's not at all. It's
Right.
just increase your ad spend, you hand out more business cards, right? Like you just kind of doubled what you're doing in terms of workload. But the thing is like this business builds upon it itself, right? And that's one thing I love about it is like, you hand out a business card, right? And, for example, like with me, I got my referral stuff on mine. That's another way that, that's a branch that splits off that one customer and goes to another eventually, right?
Mhm.
Um, your reviews that you get on your Google business profile, those reviews are worth more than most of your profits because they will create more profits over time, right?
Yeah.
I actually want to do this. I want to here pretty soon. I'm going to actually tally up how much money I've made from Google My Business in the past year or so, and
Mhm.
then I want to divide that by how many reviews I have to figure out how much each review
So,
is actually worth. And that'll give
yeah,
like a very solid amount. Like, I mean, just last month I did $3,000 just off of Google My Business in profit. Like,
Wow.
which is awesome. Like that's free money,
free money, free
Mhm.
money.
It's not, I mean, yeah, all you gotta do is answer the phone and text people back,
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
just had somebody reach out just now, actually. I was like, "Hey, I want to sell an iPhone 16," and for proof, here's a video. Here it is, iPhone 16. I'm trying to sell my iPhone 16, and I asked him if there's any issues with it. So, I'm gonna message him back now. I'm gonna go figure out what the price is, send him an offer, or I guess I could do a phone call. It's usually what I
Yeah. You almost certainly
Go
close it
for it.
if you do that.
Here, I'll do it live. Yeah, we'll make this fun, right? Let's do that. Phone call. Fun podcast, right?
Right on.
Right
Hands
on.
on.
Hey, what's up? This is Chris with Bell Electronics. I saw you were looking to sell that iPhone 16.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, dude. So no issues with it or anything, right?
No, I just need, fortunately, I got shorted on a paycheck, so I need to sell the phone.
Got shorted on your paycheck.
Yeah, my wife started a new job, so
I gotcha.
they had an issue with it.
Okay. Okay, no problem. I gotcha. Let's see here. So based on what my buyers are doing, looks like I can offer 240. It's a regular 16. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I can offer 240 for it.
that sounds good,
Cool, man.
honestly.
Are
Like
you
I tried taking it to one of the kiosks, and they were like, it doesn't power on, but like the screen's on, and they were only offering $80.
the screen it doesn't power on?
Oh no, it does. It was like I don't know why the machine was telling me that it didn't power on, like everything works fine.
Okay. All
It
right.
does a
Well,
lot of major things.
okay. Well, I'm glad I'm able to offer more. You know how to erase it and everything. You're able to do that. You know the passwords and all that.
Yeah, she already erased everything on it.
Fantastic, man. Do you have any other electronics? Any MacBooks, iPads, smartwatches, cameras, VR headsets, anything like that? That's no problem. I'll give you a business card. That way, when you think about selling it, you can let me know. Um, yeah. So, are you in the League City area?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. So I'm going to be meeting people at about 12:30 at the Starbucks off of Highway 3. I can shoot you over the address if you want. Um, and I can meet you there around 12:30. And are you okay with Cash App? It's usually how I'm paying stuff nowadays.
yeah.
Awesome. All right, man. And I didn't catch your name.
My name is Floyd.
Lloyd? All right. So
Yes, sir.
LLOYD.
Yes, sir.
Lloyd. That's from Ninjago. Sorry.
Hmm.
They call him the Lloyd on that cartoon. All right, and I offered you 240. Cool. I'm just gonna put that in here, and then I'm gonna send over the address. Are you getting my text messages?
Yes, sir.
All right, and then I'm gonna put 12:30 just for confirmation. And all right, Lloyd, I will see you then. And whenever you come, just make sure the device is already fully erased for me. Make it quick and easy. And then just bring a valid ID for the bill of sale, and that's it. Can't wait to earn your business. All right, man. Bye.
Okay.
That was done, boys.
Boom. That
Watch it.
conversation, texting him would have taken like 30 minutes.
See what I mean? Like that's where I'm at now, Like I'm
Oh
just
yeah.
like, especially with Google Leads, dude. Like I'm just like, I just need to talk to you. Like,
Yeah.
just get it done. Because the thing is, like, and I miss this part in that negotiation is where I've usually been asking, like, have you got any other offers yet? That's usually my first go-to at this point. I didn't
Mhm.
ask that. I should have because damn, I could have offered way lower. But it's okay.
You would have taken
Um,
120 based
you
on your
probably would
voice.
have, yeah.
Yeah.
But like I'm sitting here looking at the DB sheet, it's saying 335 and 240, I'm okay with that. It could be unlocked. I don't know. We'll see.
That's true.
It's a quick, easy $100 profit, right?
Oh
So,
yeah.
Hmm.
and I try to pay a little bit more on the regular 16s, because
Hmm.
they can be kind of difficult. DBs don't like to pay very well for those. So,
Hmm.
but yeah. So just for everybody listening, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Um, but yeah, Andy, like, is there anything you'd want to share over your, 8 years in the business or 9 years, I guess, that there's a lot of people that listen to this podcast that are new or they've been around it for a while.
Yeah.
What would you say the biggest thing you've learned over the past nearly decade is?
Biggest thing is that consistency is key. So you got to be doing your follow-ups. You got to be running ads consistently. You got to be listing stuff consistently. Just staying consistent with the parts of the business. The times where I was burned out or not making the money that I should have been making in this business, there was consistency lacking. I wasn't getting stuff sold. I wasn't responding to people as quickly as I should. So I'd say if there's going to be times where your inbox is full and there's going to be days where you get no messages, but you just got to stay consistent. It's going to
Yeah.
come to a middle point or an average, and you just got to be consistent for those ready for those busy days. I think that's really important because you see it in the groups, you see it all over Facebook. There's people that stop and start and stop and start. You know,
Hmm.
I was doing this 6-ish years before I stopped, posting ads daily for like 5-6 years before I stopped. And then I was like, I just need to do something else for a little bit. But you see people, they come into the groups, or they're online, they start, stop, they come back in the busy months. It's just,
Yeah.
they can't build any consistency. There's no momentum.
Right.
Once you're consistent in the business, everything kind of snowballs. The repeats start to snowball.
Hmm.
The the leads that accept your first offer, those start to snowball. Everything kind of starts, moving in the right direction. So you just got to keep at it, stay in the business. Don't, you know, come back don't stop now that we're going into the slow months. I know people call them slow months, but don't stop. Keep going and
Those
you'll
slow
build a,
months really determine the busy months, though. I've noticed, you know. I
mhm.
remember
Yeah,
telling Ken a couple months ago, back in I believe it was August. We did a podcast with him. He was around 5,000 in profit a month, pretty consistently. And August is notoriously kind of, meh, right? But
yeah,
like I was like, if you're doing 5,000 right now, dude, in December, like you're gonna double that. Just because that's how the industry works, right? Seen it time and time again. And he did 12,000.
yeah.
Like So it's
Wow.
one
Makes
of those
perfect
things,
sense.
like because the repeats hit you up because they're all getting new gifts and all of that stuff, right? Like there's just more electronics to kind of go around in those months. I've noticed. But I've also like with him, he doesn't only do iPhones either. He's big on
Yeah,
the Quest 3.
it's a
Um,
big. You got to diversify too. That'd be probably the second best advice. Consistency and diversity would be the two.
yeah, that's one thing we've noticed with our guys is like if you rely solely on phones, it's going to be a hard uphill battle, right? Especially just iPhones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know people do it, and I know some people are just buying new in box or they're buying 16s only,
Yeah.
however they're doing it. But yeah,
Right.
if
Yeah.
you're if you're we'll leave it at that. But if you're just doing iPhones, it's you're going to be scratching and clawing for every deal.
Hmm.
I mean, people always want the new in box stuff, but it's like that's the highest competition stuff
Yeah,
because
it is.
everyone wants it, and you're paying $600. For example, you pay 600 for a sealed phone to sell it for 650. The price could drop $50 by the time you get home. So I've
Hmm.
never, I it's never made sense to me, and you got to buy more than iPhones. Got to.
Yeah. I mean, just looking at my, sheet for the past month, all the different, the highest profit items that I bought last month. Well, my highest profit one was a drone by far. I
Yeah.
made
Oh yeah, those are good.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it wasn't. It was actually a One Plus. It wasn't even an iPhone. It was a One Plus phone. I made $296 in profit on it.
Mm.
Like,
Probably the only person in your city that would even give them an offer.
yeah, exactly. That's a great point too, and
Like,
I want to highlight that a little bit.
And you're in Houston.
Yeah, I live in Houston. Yeah, like
Crazy.
big city, right?
nobody's
I remember
offering them
having a guy
that.
call me. This was probably 6 months ago. Guy called me and I answered the phone. And he was like, "Please tell me you buy Samsungs." And I'm like,
Like,
"Why wouldn't I
yeah,
buy Samsungs?" And he was like, "Oh my God, thank you." And he was like, "I have a Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra that I'm trying to sell, but every shop I called, they don't buy Samsungs." And I'm like, "Okay." And I
oof.
was like, "Yeah, but I can buy it for 320." He was like, "All right, cool. Where do I go?" Dude drove an hour. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and
They got a.
I made like
Mhm.
250 in profit off that thing because I thought it was locked. I thought it was carrier locked, and it ended up not being. It was unlocked. So, but like it comes down to that diversity thing, you know? And by the way, this lady that sold me this One Plus, she also sold me a Galaxy Watch 7, a Galaxy Watch 5, some what the heck was it? Some earbuds, some One Plus 2 wireless earbuds. I only made $28 in profit off that, but like that's ad spend, you know.
Mhm.
Um, and then she sold me something else on top of that. I can't remember what it was, but uh it's something. It's in here somewhere. But like when you're able to upsell, dude, it just opens so many different opportunities, right? People talk about vertical integration. I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, do that. Buy more than phones, you know? Like
Yeah,
if you buy more than phones, you're typically going to make more money with less
Mhm.
items. Like I don't want to be that phone flipper that, goes through 500 items a month and only making 20 to 30 per device. That's a lot of work, you know? That's a lot of work. Like I'd rather be making 80 to 120 per device and living a pretty chill life, instead of being in inventory all day long.
Yeah.
Because that's what that life is. Let's be real. Like,
yeah.
can you
It's
imagine
and
8 hours
it's
a day running IMEI numbers? Like, what?
yeah. You either got to have an employee doing that,
Yeah.
or you just got
Yeah.
to have the phones coming at such a rate that you're, like I said, your job is just plug it into the software, let it do its,
Yeah.
check everything, put them in a box. But then, God bless the direct buyers because
Yeah.
they're a good part of this business. But ship a package a couple grand. I mean, I'm sure they're shipping six-figure packages and making
Yeah.
less than 5% on it. I don't know the margins, but it just it seems
It's
very
got to be tight,
difficult.
whatever it is. Yeah.
Whatever the margin, yeah, it's got to be very tight. and losing just one lost package, I don't even want to think about it. It's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah. It is crazy. But I think it is like what you're saying there. Diversification is very important. Being able to buy outside of an iPhone. And honestly, let's be real, sometimes it's easier. Some of these items
Yeah,
that they don't have IMEI numbers, they can't be like you don't get any of that extra baggage with blacklisting and everything on them, you know? Like you can what you can do blacklist the PS4, you know? Like
Good point, Chris.
or a MetaQuest or, all these MetaQuests are very easy to reset, you know?
Seems like
Um,
there's a market for that stuff then.
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
there is. Have to get a course running for that side of the business.
right. Hmm. Console Kings plug, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Um, but yeah, I mean, like there's so much there, right? Like, oh, there it is. I made $256 in profit off of the drone. That was also an upsell too. Like that dude came from Google My Business.
Hmm,
He sold me I think it was an iPhone 16 Pro Max. Yeah, 16 Pro Max. I made 210 off of that. Same day he sold me the drone. So I made like $500 off of one dude in a day.
that's rad.
Just
That's a
because
good day.
he needed the cash, and I paid him pretty well based on what I thought what
Hmm.
the drone was going to sell for.
Hmm.
It ended up selling for more than I expected in record time. On top of that, like it's one of those things where it's like, dang it, should have listed it for more.
Yeah, it's a good feeling, but a bad feeling at the same time where you're like, is this person going to go resell it now? Did I really just,
I know. Did I screw that up?
yeah,
Because
Live
it's
and
on one of
learn.
those items that you're not sure, but it's
Yeah.
like I
keep
think it
keep
sold
the
in like
cash
20
moving.
minutes. I was
Oh,
like, damn
yeah.
it, it's too fast. But whatever. It is what it is, right? I'm okay with that. Yeah, any other tips, tricks, anything you want to add on to this podcast that might help somebody else out that may be just getting started, Andy?
Yeah, a couple, well, kind of expanding on the upsell thing, something I've done the last, you know, year or so that I've really focused on. So you've got your upsell, but not everyone has something else to sell. But when I'm meeting up with someone, the small talk comes up.
Yeah,
If they say they run a business or they work for a buddy's business or they work for a small business, get in their ear. Say, do you guys have devices that you upgrade? You know, who runs the company? Get in their ear because end of November, I had a deal. The guy sold me an iPhone 11. He said he worked for a plumbing company. I was like, oh, do you guys have company devices? I was like, if I make a deal, you'll get a referral. I bought 11 iPhone 12s from that plumbing company,
nice.
gave that guy $100 just for the referral. Because
Heck yeah.
so I'd say listen to what people are saying. Don't just think they may not have devices, but if they own a business, they work for a small business, stuff like that, get in their ear and let them know that you can buy all their stuff, and you'll give them a referral just for if you close the deal, you'll give them a referral. But
Yeah,
focus on that. Focus on all aspects of upselling, and I'm sure when that plumbing business upgrades again, they'll hopefully have my contact info to do it again.
Oh, I
absolutely.
believe it. So I was meeting a guy for a pickup that I scored off of Craigslist this past Sunday, Andy,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
he goes, "Hey, yeah, I do security for a lot of rock bands around the nation." He's like, "I just
Yeah,
moved back from Vegas to here in Catoosa, or near where I live in Oklahoma." And he was like, "Yeah, I got a GameStop plug. You buy stuff like this often?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Cool," because he told me the item he just sold me he got for free, and I was like, "Pfft, that's I
yeah,
should have offered less, but at the same time,
yeah. Dollar signs start. The
I
slot
still
machine dollar
yeah,
signs.
I still got a killer deal on it, so I'm not salty,
Yeah,
But yeah, you're dead right, man. Like it's cool. I'll be messaging that guy probably once a month just to be like, "Hey, it's your old pal."
it's
yeah.
Money Matt.
Money
What you
Matt.
got?
There we go. Put me in your phone as Money Matt
Yes, save me
or
in there.
Cash Out Chris.
Yeah, see, you gotta have something. I'm lucky because when I try and get my contact info into their phone, and my name is Andy, so I'm like an Andy phone guy, and it's like the first person in their contact. So like
Yeah.
it's right there. But yeah, it's upselling repeats. I mean, it's half the battle. It's half as important as just getting the leads in the door. So I say if you're new and starting out, um, don't get discouraged if it's slow because there's slow times in the period in this business. But and one thing I think the last piece of advice is don't we all do it, but don't say my leads are bad or my leads suck. We all want to do it. We all get the crap in our DMs about it's crap.
Yeah.
I had a guy, just another example, a guy, he had a cracked XR, a direct buyer cracked XR, they're going to pay 40, $50. Well, I responded and said, what carrier? I was like, I need to see if I can offer more than 20. He said it was with Verizon. So it's an older phone. I know it's probably going to be unlocked.
Yeah.
That XR turned into, he's a repeat. They've upgraded their family stuff,
Bam.
4 iPads.
Hmm.
And he was like, yeah, I went to a couple shops and they didn't want it. They couldn't do anything with it. And I was like, so treat every lead like it's going to be a repeat. And even if they have junk like a cool pad or a Revel something,
Yeah.
let them know what you buy. And even if it's a bad lead, if you're really new, it's good. Even if you have to, I would do this. If you have to offer, if it sells for 60, 70, go through the script, offer them $5, $10, let them cuss you out. Let them, I mean,
Let
you,
it
you got
happen.
to get used to no. So you might as well, I mean, there's no stakes in those situations. So
Yeah.
Right.
if they've got crap, just let them know, can't buy that. It's rare. I say that I'll offer people $10. They don't
Yeah.
take it, but and then you just send them the script, the whole list of stuff you buy, and you convert a portion of those into the actual seller. So there's no bad leads. We'll close it with that.
I agree
Nice.
with that. I remember I had a guy reach out to me with a Samsung A14 that was cracked a
Doopty
while
doopty
back.
phone.
And I was like, oh man, it's a crappy phone, but I'm gonna give him a call anyway.
Hmm.
And I was like, hey man, it's Chris with Bell Electronics. Saw you were looking to sell the A15. I'll be like, and I'm like, man, I can't do much for this. I'll be real. Like, this is a pretty old
Yeah,
phone. I can offer you like $5. And I was like, but I do buy MacBooks, iPads, smartwatches, cameras, and a bunch of other stuff. And he's like, do you buy PS4s? And I was like, absolutely. He's like, do you buy MP3 players? And I'm like, maybe.
yeah,
And then he just started listing items off. He's like, I got an Oculus Quest, I got this, I got that. And I'm like, dude, just go ahead and bring it to Starbucks. I'll make you an offer.
Wow.
And
He brought the kitchen
yeah.
sink.
yeah, I ended up making $400 in profit off that deal.
Nice.
Like, and it
That's how
all,
it's done.
like, and that's what I'm talking. Like, what you're saying is so true. Just make the offer. And like, I get the leads every day, guys, where it's like, it looks like it's a crappy deal, and it might be, but it also might not, you know? Like, you gotta ask the follow-up question of like, what else do you have? And that can be the thing that like saves the whole, and you'll just naturally make more money by doing that, just so you guys are aware. Like I beat this into our students' heads literally every time I do our marketing call on Thursdays, and it's like make the offer, like you're paying for the leads, you might as well make the offer, you
Hmm.
know? Like
Yeah, get the rep of the repetition of being told no, and
Yep.
some people will take $5, $10 for an item. You'd be
they
shocked.
will. You'd be
They might live.
surprised.
They
I'll
might
give you
live
guys a line that I'm
close enough to
using.
you.
Yeah, Andy, you'll probably love this line. This is a new line that I've been using quite a bit.
Mhm.
And it's like where I start with the whole, the Dave thing, right? And it's like, man, I really hate to even make this offer,
Yeah.
but the best I'd be able to do on this item is like $10. And like I'm pre-framing it, right? Like it's
Oh yeah.
causing me pain. Like I really don't even like I'm embarrassed by this offer, right?
Yeah.
And like that pre-frames the whole thing. I've had so many people that are like, "Yeah, I'll take $10." Like, what?
Right.
Okay.
You had to pregame them. You just had to warm them up to the disappointment that was
Yeah,
coming.
because if I would have just been like, I'll take, $10, I'll buy it for $10, like then I'm gonna piss them off, right? I
Right.
know what I got, blah, blah, blah. But it's like,
Yeah.
man, I really hate to even make this offer, but with where it's selling in the market right now, best I could offer you is like $10. And I did that with a lady yesterday. I bought some more stuff from, and she's got two more cameras to sell me, and I'm like, this thing hasn't sold in a while on eBay. I hate to even make this offer, but I'll buy it for like $20. And she's like, all right, that's fine. Like,
People
whatever,
take
man.
20 bucks for stuff. Make the
Well, they
offer.
go to the Eco ATM and take five. So why wouldn't they take it from us, right?
Yeah. What are they going to do? Go put it back in a closet, a drawer, a box where it gets broken, sell it at a garage sale for even less? Like those are their options, you know. And I think once people think through like all the different ways somebody else can make less money, they'll be happy to take your $20.
Exactly.
All day.
So,
Yes, sir.
Andy, last question I want to do here. You've been
Yeah.
using Resell Deck for a long time, and you've been in this industry for a long time. How has that helped you in your business? Like, what would you say the number one thing is?
Yeah, it's just made it easier to know my numbers.
Mhm.
So I had always tracked things in Excel, but having it all in one place, having the automation of getting the ads running, it's really helped me know my numbers. I think if you don't, so you can track your numbers, but if you don't know them, like if you're just
Yeah.
putting them in a spreadsheet and you don't know how to read that data,
Yeah.
it's it, it can hurt you. It's like on Shark Tank, the companies that go on there and get grilled are the companies that don't know their numbers, and the sharks are up there. They're like, "What do you mean you don't know what you're spending on this? What do you like?" So you got to know your numbers, and I think it's really helped solve or simplify that for me, going from paper and pencil to Excel to now having it in Resell Deck. It's made it easier.
Nice. It's awesome, dude. Glad to hear that. That's great. Well, guys, this has been another episode of Smart Flip. Nice little hour-long one for you guys. Hope you guys
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Andy dropped some good stuff. He's a nice part-timer, with flipping. And I know a lot of you guys out there listening to this are probably driving around picking up deals, and you're still working your job and stuff like that at the same time. So a lot of you guys are in the same situation, and we like to bring on people that are kind of in the same situation as a lot of you guys. Um, and once again, I appreciate you coming on, Andy. I think it's been
Yeah,
cool. Never actually met really face to face on Zoom or anything, so it's pretty cool.
no, just in the comments section on Facebook post.
For
So
real,
it's been
yeah,
good to meet you guys finally.
absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
For those of you that are looking to, take your business to the next level, um, there's quite a few different options we have at this point. Number one, if you're looking to get into the console game, definitely recommend Console Kings with Matt. Got a great course on that. Very intuitive. You guys can find out more about that in the description. And then if you guys want to take things to a little bit more of a higher level, you guys can check out the Recelerator and Console Kings bundle. That should be below this video somewhere.
Mhm.
Um, and then if you are already currently, doing anywhere between 1 to 3K in profit a month, and you want to take it to the next level, definitely look into the Recelerator ads management and mentorship program.
Mhm.
That's where we have most of our successful students nowadays. It's because we kind of handhold and run their ads for them, but also, you know, what Spencer would call we bully them into success. So, but that's just holding them accountable. So, um, so if you want to be bullied into success, reach out to me directly and I'll help you.
Wow.
Start punching you to make more money. So,
How's that for a pitch?
yeah, right. Yeah, we're just gonna hit you and just tell you to do stuff. All right, guys. You guys have a great day. See you guys on the next episode and keep crushing it.